Okay, guys, Phantom of the Opera. I am on page 130, so almost halfway through. Enjoying it so far. We've got this narrator who's telling us the story, and it starts off with him saying, "This is the story about how I prove that I've proven that I discovered that the Phantom of the Opera really existed." And he then it's like him kind of setting out his evidence for that. And we start at the start of the story. We're in the opera house, and there's these young dancers at the opera house, and they're like, the ghost, I saw the ghost. And it's like all this kind of almost kind of mass hysteria. Like somebody says they've seen the ghost, so then someone else says, "Oh, I've seen him too," and like how this kind of rumor just like kind of explodes, and everyone that's worked there has seen him at some point. But like there's all these different versions of them. Like one person says that he looks like a skull, like his face looks like a skull. Somebody else says his face was was on fire, and then someone else says that he's invisible. So there's like all these different versions. And the two people that kind of run the opera house are leaving, and these other two guys are coming in, and obviously they come in, and they're told about this ghost. Like the two owners that are leaving, and we're trying to kind of keep it secret. Like, so obviously you're not going to tell the person that's taking over your business and taking it off your hands that, oh, by the way, there's this ghost that just like lives here and haunts everywhere. So they were trying to keep it a bit quiet. But he makes an appearance at their leaving party. There's a bit of a confusion, and they have to kind of sit these two guys down and say, look, there's a phantom that haunts the opera house, and you have to pay him this per month, and it's quite a large sum of money. And you're kind of like thinking, and they're thinking like, this is a joke. And also like you're like, if he's a ghost, why does he need money? Like, why does a ghost need money? Yeah. And it's so it's like the phantom's like, here, you need to pay him this amount of francs per month, and also he uses box 5 in the opera house every night, so you can't rent that out, so you're also losing the money that you would get in ticket sales for that box. So they're like, they just think they're kidding on, they think it's a big joke, and they don't believe it, which is fair enough. And then things happen, and they're just like, right, the joke's going too far now. Because they obviously rent out the box 5 that the Phantom uses, and the Phantom's not happy, so he writes to the original owners, and he's like, guys, what's happening? So they write to the new owners, and they're like, we told you, like, that's the Phantom's. And they're like, well, you know what, tomorrow night we're going to sit in that box ourselves. And then like stuff happens. As well as that, we have the singer Christine, and she has a young man from the aristocracy who's in love with her, but like when he approaches her, she's like kind of like, no, stay away from me. Da, da, da. And he listens at her door, and he hears a man's voice inside, and he's like, what's going on here? And he waits till she leaves, and he goes into the room to confront the guy, and there's no one there, and he's really confused, and he's like, what's going on? And then she's like, oh, it's the angel of music, like my dad, like, so her dad was a famous like violinist, I want to say. And he said something on his deathbed about an angel of music, and she took that quite literally, and she's like, oh, it's the angel of music. And Raoul's very similar to the two owners, where he's like, it's not it's not a real ghost. So he's very suspicious that it's a guy taking advantage of her. She fully believes that it's a ghost, and an angel. So there's all these shenanigans going on, but it turns out the ghost is very possessive of Christine, so she's trying to protect Ral by telling him to keep away from her in case the phantom hurts her. And that's kind of where we're up to. So yeah, a lot of confusion, a lot of people thinking the other person's mad, but that person also thinks they're mad at the same time, because they think the staff are mad for believing in the ghost, and they're like, we're just going to sack everyone who believes in this ghost. So, if anyone mentions the ghost, you're getting sacked. But the staff think they're mad for not believing it, and yeah, so lots of confusion, lots of craziness, a couple of deaths so far. And yeah, so yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes. But yeah, really enjoyed it so far. And that is where we're at with the Phantom of the Opera.